Hi and welcome or welcome back. If this is your first time here, my name is Chiara Monaci. I am a life and business coach and a member of ICF Global. In this short video today, I'd like to share with you my 7 tips on how to give feedback. And you can use these tips in your professional or personal life. That's indifferent. Um, First of all, I'd like to say what feedback is and what is not, to make that clear. And feedback is a gift. It is a gift to the receiver because when we offer a feedback to somebody, we give them the chance to see their blind spots. We shed some light onto those blind spots. So we help people improve and grow. We help them become aware of what they do and the results they are getting. And so it's truly a gift to receive a feedback. So don't ever be afraid to receive one. But this video is about giving feedback the right way so that the message doesn't get lost and it actually helps people grow and do better and improve in their personal or professional life. So this is what feedback is. It's always constructive criticism. It's never just an opinion that we want to share for the sake of it, but that doesn't really add anything to the growth of somebody else. So this is just to be clear about what feedback is and what is not. Now let's dive into the 7 tips. So first of all, tip number 1, ask yourself, is this feedback really necessary? So what does it mean? Is it really important for me to offer a feedback now? Is this situation requiring it? Is this person truly doing something harmful or wrong, or that will lead her or him into problems? It's important to ask yourself this question because sometimes we feel the need to share our opinions with ours. We feel the need to criticize, to offer constructive criticism, but we need to make sure that what we're going to say is truly important. For example, your coworker is always late to work. Well, that's a good reason to offer feedback because they may have problems in the future. They may lose their job if they are not aware that this behavior is harmful. So this is a good reason to offer feedback. Maybe telling our friend they don't look good wearing a certain color, well, that doesn't necessarily call for feedback unless they ask us. That's not really relevant. They can go on and wear whatever color they want. They're not going to get into trouble for that. So ask yourself, is it really necessary? And if it is, by all means, go ahead. So tip number 2, ask for permission. Okay, now, if you are a team leader, mentor, boss, and you are going to offer feedback to your team members, to your mentee, I understand you don't need to ask for permission. That's your job, it requires it, and so that's okay. Go ahead. But maybe you can use this tip to ask for, is this a good moment? I encourage you to do so because sometimes we may want to offer feedback which is due and it's great, but maybe it's not the right moment for the receiver. So make sure that it's okay, that they have the time to sit down with you and listen to you properly. They're not in the middle of something important. They're not one foot in the door to leave for the day, so they won't pay attention. Because remember, the purpose of you offering your feedback is that the receiver listens to it and acknowledges what they are doing that is not working and decides to improve, to do something different, to change something. So you want them to listen to you. So choose the right moment. This is how you ask for permission. Instead, in personal relations, do ask for permission because not everyone is interested in our opinion, in our feedback. You may want to ask your friend if they're interested in your feedback. They may not be. Maybe you're offering feedback on a topic they don't want to hear anything about, or maybe you want to offer feedback to somebody who is in a different line of work than yours, and they may not consider you an expert on that, so they may not take it into consideration, and you need to be aware of that. So ask for permission. What's the point of offering a feedback a person doesn't want to hear, right? Usually people say yes, and I encourage If you hear somebody, can I give you a feedback? Just please say yes. Be open and don't be afraid. But anyway, if you're the one giving the feedback, and this is what we're talking about today, ask for permission. Tip number 3, do it in private. This is very important. Again, the purpose of our feedback is that the person listens, learns, and doesn't feel attacked personally. So you want to do that in private. It means that you're not going to call somebody out on their behavior during a meeting or in front of other peers or colleagues, or even in family. You want to give a feedback to one of your children. Don't do it in front of all of the others or other family members or friends or at school. Maybe you're a teacher, you want to give feedback to one of your students. Do it in private. Nobody likes to be called out on their actions in public. Nobody likes to feel criticized and attacked or shamed in front of others. I know the feedback isn't attacking or shaming, but people take it that way. So again, whatever you want to say, if you want the message to get through, do it in private. So you make it a private conversation, one-to-one. It's more respectful, and you are more likely to have the attention of the person you want to offer the feedback to. Okay, so number 4, focus on the action. This is really, really important. To me, this is the most important point of the feedback. It is about the action. It is not about the person. What does it mean? It means that you are not going to call somebody names. You're not going to tell them, for example, you are unreliable. That's just a general statement. It's a judgment, and it offers nothing to the person. So call them out on the action. Say, for example, let's go back to being late, which is a simple example, is everybody can relate to that. You want to tell your coworker, your colleague, whoever that is, your child, I don't like it when you are late, or I see that every day you're getting to work late, or you're coming home late, and that doesn't work. That's not going to work. This is not acceptable. This is not professional, or I don't like this. It makes me worry about you. So call them out on the behavior, not on something personal. They're not unreliable because they are late to work or to school or to get home. Somebody can be late and yet be reliable, trustworthy, honest, and competent, skilled, hardworking. So make it about the action. So again, the receiver doesn't feel attacked on a personal level, doesn't feel like whatever they do is wrong. So I'm unreliable. So I'm a failure. I'm not good. And they, you know what they do? They shut down. They stop listening to you. And again, it defeats the purpose, because you want your feedback to get through. Otherwise, there's no purpose in offering it. If the person that is receiving it is just dismissing it because they feel called out personally. So don't make it personal. Focus on the action. You are late every day, or you were late for our appointment and I got worried, and this is not acceptable, or I don't like it, this is unprofessional. It's about the action, not the person. So this is really, really the main point of feedback, or to offer an effective feedback. And we get to number 5, be specific. Again, start from the action and be specific. Don't say, well, you're always late. Well, unless somebody is truly always late. But be specific. Say, the other day, I noticed that you were half an hour late for our appointment. Well, this isn't going to work, because then we have to cut it short, and so we can't do what we have to do. Or I noticed that you're late for our weekly meetings, and that's a problem because it's a very important moment of our work together, and I want you to be on time. So focus on be specific about the action, and if you can frame it to a certain day or time, a certain occasion, do it. It helps the person understand what they do better, because you call them out on a specific action. Say, well, you know, the other day, last Monday, you were half an hour late on that. They can't deny it because it's specific. They can't get defensive and say, well, I'm not always late. You were late that day for that appointment, for that meeting, for that occasion, and I don't like it. It's not professional. It caused this, and that, and, you know, be specific. That way your message gets through. The person has to accept it, because you're showing them you know what you're talking about. You're not making it general. You're not just calling them out with no purpose. You're telling them exactly what they're doing and when they're doing it. So be specific. It helps the person understanding what they're doing, and they listen to you. This is the point of the feedback. So people listen to you. So be specific about that. And this leads us to number 6. Tip number 6 is be clear about what you want instead. Well, so if we use the example of being late, clearly what you want is for them to be on time, and I understand that, but sometimes situations can be a little bit more complex. So maybe you want to ask them, you want to tell them what you want instead, meaning that once you've told them what you don't like about their behavior, what is not acceptable, you do have to say, I want this instead. So clearly, if I want you to be on time, or for example, I want you to call me if you are running late so that I know and I don't worry about it. This is, I don't know, personal relations with your children, your spouse, your partner. Um, or for example, talking about a different situation at work, tell them, the other day during a meeting, you didn't have the data I requested you didn't have the presentation ready, or you didn't have the slides that I asked you to prepare. So I want you to come prepared to the meeting, and I want you to have, for our weekly meeting, a 10 minutes presentation, PowerPoint with this many slides. So tell them what you want instead. Don't tell them, well, the other day your presentation was terrible, and tell them what you want instead. Because sometimes people don't know. They're not aware of what's requested of them, or they can't do it. Maybe they're not capable, they're learning, or they just didn't do it for some reason. So tell them what you want instead. You said what you don't like, now say what you like and be clear about it, so they have no excuse for next time. And this leads us to the last tip, which is number 7, which is be available to answer questions, to help and support them. Now that you've said what you want instead, be there for them. Help them deliver what is it that you want them to bring out to the table. Help them with questions. They have questions about, say, this presentation. Help them. Maybe they really don't know what they're doing, or maybe they need help, support. So once you've stated what you want, be there for them. Don't just blurt out your feedback and leave. Be available for if they have any doubts, and support them so they can truly deliver the kind of performance you're looking for. Otherwise, again, what is the point of feedback, right? So these are my quick 7 tips for an effective feedback. I hope these will be useful to you. I encourage you to try them out in your personal, professional life, and let me know how it goes. I'd love to hear that. And in my next video, I'm going to talk about how to receive feedback and what to do with it. So we're going to focus on the other hand. For now, that's it. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, like, share, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. And I'd love to know where you're from. So that's it for me today. I wish you a lovely day wherever you are.